go. It might go on for a while. Europe have said they will not allow an extension. They will not allow an extension beyond the 31st of October.
What are you thinking?
Unless there is a new development. What I'm thinking and what I'm predicting is this: they will come back. What the speaker can recall the House without the Prime Minister. But now, all that is like legal loopholes and stuff like that. What I believe is, before the 31st of October, something's got to give.
Yeah, definitely.
I don't see Boris Johnson there till that time. I think he will either have to resign or he will be sacked. And he can be sacked if there's a vote of no confidence.
Yeah.
They can then go back to Europe and say, listen, Europe, we have done something in the UK to make sure that we're on a stable ground. We need time to work on a fresh deal. Give us till January. The EU will then look at it. France has said no way are they going to agree to it, but then they're going to look at it and say, okay, they've done well, they've done a law, let's work with them. So if they bring something tangible to the table, the EU might agree an extension. What will then happen is they will then call it general election. Yeah. And say let's go to the polls. Whoever wins then. Because there are three parties going into the polls now. There is the Tories, who are no deal Brexit, and they'll work with the Brexit party.
Okay.
There's the Labour Party, who are going to call for a second referendum. They are the deal party. Yeah. So they're the Brexit with the deal party. Okay. And then there's like parties like the Liberal Democrats who will cancel Brexit. So people will then know that and then go and vote for what they want. Okay. If you want to go for no deal, so the party that then has the majority based on what people decide will then go. Yeah. If it was Labour Party will take a deal to Europe and say we want to be part of the customs union. Yeah. If it was Liberal Democrat will go back to Europe and say we want to get out. We want to cancel. That's what we want. Yes. 51,
and it will still be democratic.
Yes. And the Tories will go and vote for no deal Brexit, so that when it gets to the other say go.
When leaving.
The election will be virtually another referendum in the context of saying, like for instance, the Liberal Democrats have come out and said we're going to cancel Brexit. Yeah. And I'm going to vote for the Liberal Democrats because of that. Yeah. Based on, no. I'm a Labour Party. I'm a Labour Party.
You can't trust the
No, because of that reason. If they say, because what then also happens is, because there are so many parties who have their Remain agenda, but they're so fragmented. There are also other parties.
The most, I understand.
Yeah, there's the Lib Dem, there's Labour, there's Green Party, there's Cymru, there's
that all have
Scottish
their own
National Party,
Remain
agenda, but they're fragmented. Unless they can all come together to sort of form a sort of alliance to say let's all vote for Remain, they will most likely lose. Yeah, they will most likely lose again, because what you have is you have the Tories and then you have the Brexit Party, and if UKIP has a little bit of they can all of them will come together.
Party and
that's it. And they will win. If they then win, the general election, and if they have a majority, then they can then do whatever they want.
Brexit is coming up. I personally think, I sincerely wish that it would turn out how you said it would, and we'd have to vote again for, a new party, and then whatever that party wanted to do is the way that it would go. I'm praying for that, but I feel like we're going to end up with
But will you vote though? Will you vote?
Of course I will vote.
Because you didn't vote the last time.
Oh my God, did you know that? I thought that you didn't know.
Yeah, I forgot
that I told you.
So when you moan,
I forgot that
you don't have any rights.
I actually forgot that I told him. I was this whole time while we're doing this video.
Sam didn't vote and everything. Don't let me do like that again.
No, I'm gonna vote next time. While we're doing this video, in my mind I was thinking, oh girl, you didn't vote though. I was gonna put it on the video tab or something.
Yeah, that's true.
But no, what was it saying? No, I would vote again. Okay. I would vote again. Definitely.
And get your people to vote.
I will. Everybody, please vote. I will definitely.
It's a big deal.
It
really is a big deal. Because all these Tory guys who they're protected. Yeah. They have houses in Spain. They have houses all over Europe.
They got cash money. They don't care.
They got bank accounts everywhere. Yeah. They got land. They got
They're good.
Yes, it's just and.
It's us that are going to suffer.
To protect themselves and their families. We're the ones who are just going You see, because what's going to happen is there are a lot of incidents that people do not know.
Yeah.
If the UK come out without a deal and just stand alone, we will be the only country in the world that does not belong to a trade body, trade organization. Every other country, even Nigeria, belongs to ECOWAS, Economic Community of West African States.
Daddy, why did you say even Nigeria?
No, I'm saying every single country in the world, it will only be the UK that will not be a part of something. And Europe is the largest economic bloc in the world. Yeah. And I just, a lot of people still sit back and you can't really believe it. I think it just shows what hatred can do to you.
Oh my God, it's true because
it's self-destroying.
It is self-destructive.
Yeah,
this is the perfect example of self-destruction.
Yeah. It's all about ignorance and how people don't see the benefits they actually get out of Europe.
Yeah, definitely. Being one continent, really.
It is common sense. It just makes common sense. If you like, Mexico, America, and Canada belong to a trade bloc.
Yeah. Oh, okay. That's
Australia, New Zealand, and all that belong. What happens? What that gives you is power. You have negotiating power.
Yes.
Like if you're doing trade with different countries, it's just like you're negotiating. I want to buy your gold. You want to buy my diamond or my food,
cocoa, anything.
I will buy it. I will give you so much for it. So we do those deals, and the bigger you are, the more power you tend to have.
Yeah,
for instance, Europe will go to the table and say, you want to send to us because we have the biggest population of any trade bloc. You're looking at about 500, 600 million people.
Yeah.
So if we say to you, bring it into us for so much,
you'll do it because you're definitely gonna get this money in exchange for that.
That's what we're working
UK
away
have
for.
To offer now, and
that's the deal we're working.
And we don't really have that much to be trading, we don't have that much to be offering. That's the reason why this deal is actually so hard, because we don't really have much to bring to the table to bargain with. Our bargaining chips are really more European citizens.
Yes,
they are only bargaining chips.
And you know what I said?
Disgusting.
In the argument leading up to the whole thing, and people will say, "Oh, we will sell." And you ask people, I say, what does the UK actually produce? Nothing. Not that much. We produce a lot of defence mechanism.
Whiskey. Wait, is the Irish whiskey?
Irish, no, Scottish. We produce something that's whiskey. So when car manufacturers are living in their growth, when companies are going to Europe, when everybody is going to Europe and leaving the UK for Europe, people are wondering, and I'm thinking, why? Why are you surprised at that? Okay, most of the time it's common sense. Europe has a population of about 500 million people. The UK has a population of 60 million people. I mean, the UK are manufacturing cars, which I will sell to 560 million people, including the UK. You now say to me, if I manufacture my car in the UK and I want to take it to sell to my 500 customers in Europe, at the border, Europe will ask me to pay a tariff. So say my car is £100. And I'm going to sell it in Europe, and Europe asks me to pay £20 on that. My car will now be worth £120. Okay. Meanwhile, cars in Europe are just 100. So how will that
work?
So that's just simple common sense. And I don't know how people couldn't see that. So what then now happens is, as they're closing the plants here, they're moving away. Jobs, people are losing jobs. And a place like Sunderland. Sunderland was the first result to be announced, and they voted to leave. And the main industry was the Nissan plant. That's the only thing that keeps that society going.
That's their main.
Now that's moving now. That's moving, and they're complaining. I'm thinking,
why are you complaining?
What is this a British thing?
Yeah, like
is this British arrogance that will rule the world at some point?
I think so.
And I don't get it. Brexit, I really don't get it. But
they feel like they don't need anybody. But wow.
Yeah, in a way, I'm just now thinking maybe we should even have a no-deal Brexit, so people will just see.
Yeah, that's how I feel as well. But Daddy, what do you think we should do to like make sure that we don't get stung by Brexit? Even though I know and everybody will really get stung, but what do you think we should do?
There's nothing basically we can do. We can continue to make the noise because even after Brexit, it's not going to go away.
Yeah.
People will still be remaining. I do see, honestly, I really do see that we, in the very, very, very near future, I'm thinking within the next 10 years, the UK will reapply to join the EU. No, I'm saying this because the argument the argument is not going to end. No, I think it's Article 49.
Yeah, it's true. It's not going to end.
It's not going to end because the margin of victory wasn't that big. It was about 3%.
And to be honest, it'll probably grow once people start to see how
it's already
negatively,
grown.
it's
already
going to
grown.
affect people, and it's not really even starting to hit anybody yet. Because once you hit the no deal Brexit, and then we see the way in which EU law has to like be taken out, and the way it starts to affect us slowly. It's not going to be nice.
It will do. We will get there. I was very
basically. I know you're so sad.
Well, that's by the by.
The thing, with voting and everything. One thing with voting is what you said is that a lot of young people don't vote.
I think they will this time.
I pray that they will.
No,
they need to really make the voting process easier. And my dad's going to be like, it's not! But
it's easy.
Give us an app, we can download it, put our name on it.
Not
click
yet.
for the people that we want.
Honestly,
give us an app.
We need to let me tell you the youth of this country. They are the ones who Brexit will affect the most. My generation and the generation of those people who are voting on immigration grounds and for people to, to live.
Yeah.
We haven't got that much to live longer.
Yeah.
The future is for your future and for your children's future.
So vote.
And if you let people decide for you how that's going to be, then that will be your fault.
Yeah, it will be your fault.
Voting is not hard. Everybody is on the electoral roll.
In the future,
you get sent a paper. You take the paper to the voting center, go in there, put a cross, and that's it. It doesn't take 5 minutes.
That's true. Fair enough. It's not hard to vote. Make sure you vote.
No, that's the only thing. That's the only way you can have a say in your life.
And as well, they really do need to ensure that the information that they're giving out is accurate and correct to the best of their knowledge. Because I feel like the media has a really big responsibility. Everybody knows the media has a big responsibility. All forms of media, from TV media to radio media to social media, has a responsibility. And I feel like the responsibility is definitely disregarded for the sake of profit and for the sake of whatever they want to do. So it means that certain people are always controlling the dialogue, and that's what really went wrong with this campaign, with the Brexit campaign, because so many lies were told, and they found out what people's problem was. They found out that everybody had an issue with, well, not everybody, but a lot of people had an issue with immigration, and they specifically targeted people who would be what's the word that I'm looking for? Who would easily digest that?
Who are very vulnerable to.
That's yes. Who would easily take that information on and run with it. Basically, they found and targeted people like that. So I feel like when they redo everything, they really need to. I hope that media outlets, they won't though. So we should take a responsibility.
Yeah, the thing about information though is there's so much information coming at you. And everybody has a responsibility to do their own research. There's Google. You can always Google all this information.
I know, but Daddy,
find out.
as well, if you want to find what you want to find, you're going to find it. Like when there's lies not all the information that is on the internet, first and foremost, is correct.
Yeah.
First and foremost, you're going to find what you want to find. So in terms of Brexit, there was literally lies. It was.
To the youths of this country, please take control of your lives. Vote the way you want to vote. If you want to go, go. If you want to stay, stay. So that's
if you want to go, you're a waste man. If you want to stay on the channel.
It doesn't work like that. People have other opinions.
Yeah,
Maybe other people have been told things about.
If your opinion is anything other than immigration, I'll give you some time. Give me another reason other than immigration.
That's right. That's the test. There's a program on radio. James O'Brien,
Yeah.
and he does that every morning. He says, "Call in and come and give me a reason." And nobody has. The people come out with things like, "Oh, our bananas will be straight now," or "We will now be able to use our feet to make our wine, to crush grapes for wine."
And they
I'm like, and they ask him like, "Do you crush grapes for wine? Well, when was the last time you did that?" You know, so they come up with all this stupid, spurious reasons just to hide their bigotry.
So let's pray for a Brexit that doesn't happen, for a Remain. What's it called, Danny? If we like never ever leave, what would that be called?
We'll just revoke it. That's all.
Let's pray for a revoked Brexit. Let's pray for a Remain revoked Brexit and not a no deal Brexit, because those are seeming like our only options at the moment.
That's cool.